Over 2,000 people attended a demonstration in Sydney on Sunday in protest of what demonstrators described as foreign meddling of Syrian affairs.
Should be not to impose any intervention from the West against Syria, even the diplomatic intervention. We'll leave this for the Syrian people to decide.
As tensions continue to escalate in Syria, protesters expressed anger at what they see as efforts to destabilise the country by foreign forces.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of Western intervention, and we do want to say that too, that we do not accept your intervention. Syrians are capable of making their own decisions.
While some protesters criticised the current government, the opposition to Western intervention was strongly echoed throughout the protest.
Of course, there are problems in Syria, and the government has indicated it will introduce reforms. However, when we hear the US Secretary of State advise the opposition not to enter dialogue and boycott the dialogue and advises the armed groups not to surrender, promising them amnesty, how do we explain that?
Protesters also condemned the Arab League's position. Already hit by economic sanctions imposed by the US and EU, the Arab League has threatened Syria with further sanctions unless it allows monitors into the country. Damascus has said it will allow monitors into the country but has laid out its conditions. Arab foreign ministers are to meet in Cairo at the end of the week to discuss Syria's conditional acceptance of its Arab peace plan.
I think the Arab League has been silent for so long. When they finally speak, they talk nonsense, because it has been asleep since its inception, and only just decided to wake up because the US wants it to, in order to carry out what it was not able to accomplish through the United Nations Security Council. So the only way was to go through the Arab League. The US wasn't able to enter the region through the front door, so it must enter from the window. So it's not really an Arab League. It should be called the Pro-US League, as it's carrying out the US plan indirectly.
Protesters stayed on in the pouring rain, expressing solidarity with the Syrian government in the face of threats of Western intervention. They say any problems in Syria will be solved by the Syrian people. Protesters expressed concern with the possibility of further sanctions on the country, saying it would have a devastating effect on the Syrian people. They also say that a NATO attack would further destabilise the entire region. Rihab Sharida, Press TV, Sydney.